Hello and welcome, I am Arumba, thank you for joining me. Let's play some Dota all random. I randomed Bristleback, who is a very fun hero. And we're doing a post-commentary video, not because there was anything, like, bad in the chat or anything, but because I was just playing this game for fun, and realized that I don't think I've actually recorded a Bristleback game. So, just wanted to put one up on YouTube and let people, I don't know, comment on the build that I chose, and kind of how we did, and whatever. One thing I am going to take to heart from the comment section that we had in the, on the previous, how do you call it? Post-commentary replay type video, is that I'm not going to really be messing with the time slider at all. We'll just play at regular speed. It's fine. I had thought that maybe saving time would be good, but it turns out that it's just a little bit disorienting for people to like see the time start and stop, and it like makes it hard to really gauge how strong a hero is, because they appear to attack really fast sometimes, then sometimes they attack really slow, and you know, I don't know. I think that every now and then maybe it's warranted to like rewind and slow things down to explain things, but for the most part, speeding things up, I think it's more disorienting than anything, so we're just gonna not do that. So, for some reason, I was allowed to have safe farm top, which is weird, because usually Bristleback is going to be your off-lane, second position type person. He's not usually position 1 carry. But we had a, you know, it's all random, so, you know, we didn't really have a good mid hero, so Clinks went mid. Normally Clinks would have position 1 up top, but instead he went mid. And then he proceeded to bitch the whole game about how no one would gank mid, and I kept telling him, well, I told him twice, and then I muted him, that you've got it backwards. Mid is supposed to gank the side lanes. Like, if, you know, their Leshrax doesn't seem to have any difficulty coming to the side lanes to gank. Why do you have such difficulty? You're Clinks. You can go invisible. Like, come on, man. But he was, you know, your typical person that you don't want to talk to, basically. Like I said, I find usually one of those people in just about every video. And again, I didn't say anything to him beyond that. In fact, I had already muted him, so I don't know what he responded with. I don't care. He's wrong, I'm right. Like, mid is supposed to gank the sides. Occasionally, yes, if you have a roaming support carry or something, like a roaming support ganker, like Vengeful Spirit or Bounty Hunter or something, maybe he can roam through mid and gank the mid hero for you. But 9 times out of 10, it's the mid heroes ganking the side lanes. That's just, I don't know, it's been my experience playing Dota for 10 years. So we start off with a very traditional build. We get Stout Shield, we get Quelling Blade for the last hit ability, we pick up a Ring of Basilius so that we have a little bit of static mana regen. The great thing about that is that it takes us from like 0.6 to 1.3, it basically doubles our mana regen and allows us to spam Quill Spray a little bit more often. I'll admit I was having a very difficult time with last hits in the beginning of the game. Don't know why. Just something about the size of the Centaur avatar. He kept, like, visually blocking the HP bar for me, and I just, like, I don't know. Plus I knew he was always trying to stun me, and I'm always trying to keep my back turned to him, so, you know, a little tricky. So, Bristleback is the key skill that makes Bristleback who he is. What it does is it makes it so that you take reduced damage whenever you are attacked on the side or on the back. So, if you are facing away from the enemy hero or you are facing to their side, then you will take reduced damage, up to 40% or 20% respectively. On top of that, if you do take 210 damage, then you will release a Quill Spray for free. And the key to Quill Spray is that every single time you stack Quill Spray on them, see a great example of me missing a last hit for no reason. Every single time you stack a Quill Spray on them, each additional Quill Spray does more damage. So base damage is only 40 right now, but there's a stacked damage bonus of 32. So if I have 1 stack of Quill Sprays on him, it will do 80 plus 32. If I have 2 stacks, it'll do 80 plus 64, etc. So the key to Bristleback is that you have to kind of intentionally put yourself in harm's way. You want to take damage, but you want to take damage from the back. You want to be releasing extra quills, and if you're not doing that, then you're going to miss out on a tremendous amount of the power of Bristleback. if you just try to play him like a regular agility carry or something, or a strength carry, and just, you know, tank with your face, then you're not going to get the bonus quill sprays. And quill spray on its own has a 3-second cooldown. It doesn't really do that much damage. It's when it's stacked in conjunction with bonus damage from the extra quills. So we're going to max quill spray first. We took 1 level in Bristleback just so that we have the chance to launch the spray, the quills. We took 1 level of nasal goo so that we can slow them down. This is just your regular standard slow, plus it reduces their armor, which makes your physical quill spray better. And then, of course, his ultimate, Warpath, makes it so that you do extra damage for every extra spell you've cast. So notice how, whenever possible, you want to be in there fighting, but you don't actually want to be facing them. So it's like you harass them with quill spray and you harass them with nasal goo, and you bait them into engaging you, and then you just run away. And then as soon as they turn away, you follow them again, and then you throw a nasal goo at them, and then they're like, well, so I knew he was going to teleport back. I didn't quite turn fast enough to avoid the full blunt force of that damage, but because we're running away, we're taking very little damage, even though it's only level 1 Bristleback. It reduces damage taken by 16%, and that's just flat off the top. In addition to that, we have magic resistance and physical armor, so Bristleback has the potential to be one of the tankiest heroes in the game. It's obscene sometimes how much damage he can take. I'd put him up there with, like, a well-fed Medusa, for example, can go crazy with effective HP. Effective HP, if you're unfamiliar, what that means is you take your actual HP, you factor in your magic resist or your armor, and then you calculate out how much effective physical damage it would take to kill you, or how much effective magic damage it would take. So effective HP is your HP after... Once I turn, see how I turn away? I save myself some damage from the actual war stomp, but I am working towards getting those free cool sprays. Yeah, so he has the potential for some of the highest effective HP in the game because he only takes 40%. He has 40% reduced damage most of the time. Should turn. I'm gonna die. That's okay. And then this is right here is where you don't get to see it because replays don't record. Here's where you can see I just muted him. It's like, okay, so you're gonna constantly call for ganks mid, and then here's Leshrac, who is your mid guy, and he's actually saying things in chat like, nope, not gonna gank, not gonna do it, just gonna stay and farm and get levels. Like, I'm not gonna be a team player because I'm bad and I lost my lane and I never ganked anyone. Like, just, it's infuriating dealing with people like him.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So the very first item we're going to go for is we got the Ring of Health. We're going to finish that and turn it into a Vanguard to free up some item slots. But also, Vanguard pairs very, very, very well with Quill Spray and Bristleback because the damage block does not factor into the Quill Spray triggers. Okay, so we're just gonna see if we can run him down. I expected this guy to be here. He actually stunned me from behind the trees. No, so every time we cast Quill Spray, we're doing more and more damage. Now we have enough money to go finish the Vanguard. The one thing we've been lacking so far this game is mana. No one's really bought any mana boots yet, plus we haven't seen a lot of rotations. So I'm having a difficult time actually keeping my mana pool high despite the Ring of Basilius. The other advantage to the Ring of Basilius as well is the extra bonus armor, by the way. So anyway, Vanguard reduces the incoming damage that you take, and it also allows you to still Quill Spray, and it gives you bonus magic, bonus HP regen, and a bigger effective HP pool. So it's a very, very good core base item on this hero. You'll notice the standard Bristleback guide that I've got open. It's got a whole bunch of items on here that I'm not going to buy. Depending on the position that you play this character, it will radically change the way that you build him out. Now keep in mind, I am in an unusual position because I'm actually kind of playing like a position 1 carry. If I was a support, like a position 3, maybe even position 4, like just a solo offlaner, just being tanky, I would build differently. But because I'm not, I'm gonna build some different items. Whenever you're on the warpath, so to speak, spam your spells. Quill spray, just quill spray whatever the hell you can hit, and quill spray whenever it's off cooldown, and viscous nasal glue whoever you can hit, because you're trying to just trying to keep the warpath tally high, so you get the bonus movement speed and damage, and it helps you to close the gap. I mean, having more movement speed and them being slower and them having less armor, like all those things are good. Right now I'm considering buying a blade mail, which is like the item that's one of the next items in the core build order for this item. But I decided against it because of the fact that I was in this more like position 1 type position. I saw these two guys going after Warlock top, so I decided I was going to use the haste rune to try to get to him and help him out. I called to it, and you'll notice in just a moment here, watch him. You'll see him go hide above the tower. He's very scared because he knows that he's being ganked, and you can actually see there that there is an enemy ward. They can see us. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna kind of like harass him a little bit, and I'm gonna turn. You want to fight me? Go ahead and fight me. Turn around, turn again. Here's where I call 4 top. There's 4 top. We see response from the Enigma coming in, getting ready for a black hole.
Top tower is under attack.
Quill spray, nasal goo, quill spray. Only caught 1 in the black hole, which is pretty weak, but it was enough to get the kill there.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Unfortunately, we're not quite fast enough, but hey, it's Omni Knight, so he did a good job. So yeah, I've got the blade mail queued up, which is a good item. It's actually much better than it used to be, because it used to do reflected damage after resistance, so it was actively bad on Bristleback because he took very little damage, so he would reflect very little damage. But now it reflects damage based on how much you receive before reductions. So if characters are focusing you down, it can be a good item, but it's in some communities looked down upon as an item. Instead of calling it blade mail, they call it something like I don't know. It might even be in the item description. Can't see the description unless my character opens it up. I can't actually open the build screen. But something like it's great company for all those long minutes spent dead. Like the idea that you're sacrificial. Notice how I'm constantly turning. You never want to be predictable with Bristleback. You want to like go, turn, run away. Like, it's not that I'm afraid to commit, it's that it's actually the optimal playstyle. You want them to not know which way you'll be facing. We took the tier 1 tower top, and I'm noticing, okay, I've actually got a lot of money here. I've got an option. I could actually go like Boots of Travel and be highly mobile, which wouldn't be bad. But Boots of Travel doesn't directly increase the amount of damage you do. It just kind of puts you in a better position to farm and a better position to gank. And so I actually got kind of ultra greedy and decided to build a Radiance instead. I would probably suggest not trying to do that as a Bristleback. Unless you are position 1 and you're farming as well as I am. I am currently 6-1. I had most of the safe lane farm. I mean, I'm looking pretty damn good. As far as money goes, if we check gold per minute, I'm at 431, which is pretty damn good. Considering we haven't really pushed very many towers down yet, 431 gold per minute is solid. This is also not a hero who has any, like, gold per minute boosting skills, you know? I don't have Moonglaves, I don't have Death Pact, I don't have Revel's Greed or anything else. And here's where I make the decision, okay, yeah, I'm at 2,900 gold, we're just gonna go for the Radiance. I'm pretty sure I can afford it. So we're going to click off that, and we're going to go for a Radiance. And the idea behind the Radiance is that, again, this is a battle persistent hero. Like, the longer the combat goes on, the more effective the Radiance is. Radiance makes you a high priority target, so enemies want to attack you, but then they don't want to attack you because you take 40% reduced damage. And if they do attack you, then you just end up quill spraying the crap out of them. It's a nasty item. It's basically the same thing as being like a Centaur War Chief with a Radiance. You make yourself unignorable, which is really annoying for the enemy. Because one of the correct ways to handle a Bristleback is to actually ignore him. He'll still do a lot of damage, but much, much less so if you don't focus him down. You want to focus down everyone but him first. That way, you don't get all the quill sprays to the face.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And unless he's super fed, one thing to note is that Bristleback does not reduce damage taken from towers. So, I don't know specifically why they made that decision, but it is just something to consider. So you still take full damage from towers even if you turn away from them. I didn't get the tower kill, but we're at 3,400 gold. Still seeing some mana issues. Warlock surprisingly decided never to buy mana boots. I don't think he did. No, he elected to just rush straight for a scepter. Omni Knight actually went for Hand of Midas, Enigma, Hand of Midas. And this guy, I don't know what the hell he's building. Perseverance is a weird choice for Clinks, but we've already talked about how weird Clinks is, so let's not worry about Clinks. It's not a standard item on Clinks, is all I'm saying. Standard would be Oblivion Staff, or Treads, or Crit Stick, Daedalus, that kind of thing. Perseverance. I don't know if maybe he's thinking that he's got to build a Ultimate Orb. A Lincoln Sphere to protect himself against Doom or something, but I would say that that's a mistake to try to rush an Ultimate, a Lincoln Sphere. Lincoln Sphere first is just... It'd be like me buying my Boots of Travel before the Radiance. It doesn't assist you. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get doomed. Like 95% of the game, you will not be doomed, and so it's not doing anything except for giving you a little bit of mana regen, which is not really that great. Clinks doesn't need the HP regen because every time he eats a creep, he gets free bonus HP that actually lasts when the spell wears off. So he constantly has tons of HP. He needs mana regen so he can spam his fire arrow, which is one of the reasons why you usually go for Oblivion Staffs into a... Oh, shoot. I know every item in this game, it's just sometimes I forget what they're called. Oblivion Staffs form a Silence Stick. Whatever the hell the real name is for it, I can't remember right now. Orchid Malevolence. There we go. So, with Clinks, you wander up, you're invisible. They can't see you, you've already eaten a creep, so you do a lot of damage. You pop your strafe, you hit them with the Silent Stick, and then you attack them. And then in those 5 seconds, they take so much damage that even if they have some life left over, at the end of the 5 seconds, the Orchid Malevolence will kill them. And they can't nuke you, because they're silenced. Like, that's the proper way to play Clinks. I don't know, I have not seen a Clinks build by a good Clinks in a long time that doesn't have an Oblivion Staff. Or, Orchid Malevolence. That's just the first thing that comes to mind when I think of a Clinks, is that you get that, and these days you build a Bloodthorn, because it gives you the guaranteed crits when you silence. It's just... I don't know, I think Bloodthorn's the right item for him. Pairs very well, saves an item slot. Usually you just go, like, Treads into Bloodthorn, into...
Where the hell did I go?
After you have the Bloodthorn, you'd probably go for a... reduces enemy armor. Desolator. I'm looking at him right now, looking at his mana, thinking I could maybe run him down. Takes 100 mana for him at his current level to use Thunder, so he's kind of low on health, and I'm thinking maybe I could get in there. I checked to see if he had a magic wand and he didn't, but I decided instead it'd be better just to focus on finishing the Radiance. This is a situation where I'd kind of like to speed the game up, but I'm not going to because I want you to just... I don't want to make people dizzy. You know? So far, we're doing pretty well. We are now 8-1. We're 442 gold. The Terrorblade is caught up. He's at 433 gold. What items does he have so far? Oh, he's just a good base farmer. He's got a lot of base damage. He's pretty fast movement speed. He's got skills that give him the ability to farm. But now we have our Radiance. We kind of are low on base HP, which means we're low on effective HP. So we're going to want to remedy that. But almost every single time I build a Radiance, I build Boots of Travel. I just almost always do. And the reason for that is that you got to be able to go to where the farm is. So we're going to save up for Boots of Travel next. Here's where we're going to do some harassment. We're going to throw in our nukes. Do that. Notice how I'm facing to the side or to the front or to the back. I'm trying to avoid actually looking directly at anybody. Radiance is doing pretty good work right now. And everyone's dead. Just wiped their whole team. We didn't even use Black Hole. Pretty good stuff. So we're up to 1200 gold. Very much looking like we're going to be able to get the Boots of Travel pretty quickly. We're low on HP, but Warlock's my little buddy. He'll heal me up, as he just did right there. More effective than a potion of healing. It heals for like 500 HP. I think it's 495, if I'm not mistaken. Warlock and I are good friends. We synergize well together. We both want to slow enemies down. We both want them to stay still so we can pound away at them with the golem or with our own skills. I have lots of damage resistance, and he has a heal. So it's a good combo. You'll see a little bit later from now. I am more than willing to throw myself in harm's way to protect him, because that's my job as a Bristleback. I need to be in the fights. Like, I need to bait people into attacking me instead of anyone else. This is unfortunate here, running by this tower, no creeps to tank it for me, so I just took like 500 damage or 300 damage, something like that, for no real good reason. Here I'm looking to farm. I want to finish my Boots of Travel. I'm really close. But then I noticed that Warlock's getting engaged, and so I'm all in. Let's do this. Leroy. Where's my buddy at? Turn your back to him. Focus me. Hey, look, here I am. Focus me. Hey, look, somebody died. Nice heal on the Warlock. Focus. Get him. And notice that we do hit for 300 damage a hit. Now that we're getting up in levels, like, this bonus damage from Warpath is substantial. Which is one of the reasons why a lot of times you build attack speed on this hero. You don't build like a Radiance. But again, it's a weird game. The Clinks was not in a position to play as position 1, and we needed somebody who could, I don't know, get really big, which is me. So after that team fight, we should be ahead in gold again, 493 per minute. Still haven't pushed down a lane yet. Yellow's trying to push out. We have our Boots of Travel, which means that basically no one can run us down. Virtually impossible. Once we get enough stacks going on our Warpath, we'll be close to the movement speed cap. Keeps on dooming the Omni Knight, which is probably a good idea. Black Hole captures 2, pretty good. He went invis, otherwise I'd chase him all the way to his throne. All the way to his... Look how fast we are, 487. And that's with just Boots of Travel, nothing else. No Sanjanyasha. When we stack up those pull sprays and nasal goos, we get going really quick. Once again, Warlock, thank you for the heal. He and I are the bestest of friends. Oh, that was a bad idea. What are you thinking? Teleporting in on 2 golems and a bristleback that's going to slow you down? when your invisibility stick is off. Already, we're seeing a pre-GG from Pink, and a great example of poor sportsmanship.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
In my semi-professional opinion,
Under attack.
it's absolutely heinous in StarCraft, Warcraft,
Fallen.
DOTA, any of these games to do the pre-GG. You never say GG first. If you're winning, you know what? You're winning. Just shut up and win. Wait until the game is officially over, or until someone on their team says GG. Unfortunately, I turned and I took a frostbolt to the face, so I took full damage. If they said GG, like, all right, we admit defeat, then I would GG them back. But if it's we're winning, you just don't pre-GG. It's just so rude. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that feels that way. I don't think I am. I think that it's pretty obviously rude. I'm considering Sanjin Yasha right now, but I remembered 487. I remembered I got really, really fast when I got my stacks up. So I make a decision here instead to go for maybe the Solar Crest that they're suggesting, but that doesn't really help me too much. I'm not really getting nuked down by
Radiant's top tower has been
physical
denied.
damage. So the evasion's kind of unnecessary. So I decided to go for... Here's where I'm actually... you can't see it, but I'm looking at like what killed me. I'm looking to see like where did the damage come from. And I decided that the best option is actually just going to be go for an Octarine core. Octarine core is going to give me more staying power, more effective HP, more mana.
Dire's top
It's going to let me heal when I nuke.
Dire's bottom tower.
Of course, he's going to use Sunder, but that's not going to bother me. Basically, he's suicided to kill a tower. So, I decided on the Octarine core for the higher effective HP. Reduced cooldown on spells means that I'll have a much easier time getting my stacks up. And that way I'll end up with full movement speed anyway. And I'll never have to worry about mana problems anymore. And I can, again, cast
Dire's
spells
top
more
tower
often.
is
So
under
it's just...
attack. Dire's
it's a good
top
option.
tower has fallen.
Illusion Rune's very good. I'm going to send one of those down the bottom lane, one down the middle lane. Buy the Soul Booster. All of a sudden we've got a lot more HP, and we have 50% increased mana regen, so up to 4 per second. Take advantage of our Boots of Travel here to find the farm. We're only 1,700 gold away from actually finishing the Octarine core. A lot of the intellect is actually wasted, but it's a good item, and it pairs really well with Radiance, because the Radiance burn damage heals you. So, not only are we going to be getting heals from the Quill Spray, but also from the Radiance. So just by being in a team fight, we will be healing by 25% of all damage we do to enemy heroes, 5% of all damage we do to enemy creeps. We already have pretty good effective HP, but this was kind of surprising. I was shocked to find how much they had stacked this camp. I decided I would try to tank it. Notice I keep turning, trying to get the free Quill Sprays in.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
This worked out really well for both me and for Enigma. We both made a lot of money and denied them their stacked camp. Almost certainly this was Terrorblade who had done it. And we also end up with enough money to finish the Octarine core. Rather than save for buyback, we'll just buy it. Now we have a 2.25 second cooldown instead of 3 second cooldown. And this is only down to 1.125 seconds. Granted, we only have 2 spells, so, you know. I should be spamming Quill Sprays right now just to keep my movement speed up. Looks like that's a good argument for him having purchased the Lincoln Sphere. He did just block a Sunder, is what that was. Still, if I was a Terrorblade and I saw a Clinks build that, I would just build Diffusal, and I would use Diffusal on him first, and then I would Sunder him. It wouldn't stop me at all. I still submit that it's the wrong item choice. He shouldn't have built it. Yeah, then again, I mean, there's Doom, and there's... I don't know. I mean, I can see why he did it, I just still think it's wrong.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But I'll take it.
Okay, trying to keep our HP high.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Anytime I think they want to focus me, I just turn around.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's amazing how I'm in here with like 400 HP and yet I just won't die. Part of that's the Octarine core, part of that's the heals from the Warlock and the heals from the Omni Knight. I'm using my magic stick as well. This guy does a lot of damage, so we're gonna need to get out of there. And we got a heal on us right now, otherwise we might have died. I mean, Warlock really took care of me this game. We took care of each other. Teamwork, right? Clinks is actually doing a remarkably good job.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Dumb as he is. Just took down the mid lane pretty much all by himself. Back up to 450 move speed. They're not going to be able to catch us. Got a lot of HP.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Can't quite finish the top lane. So we're going to finish it all off with one last item. Again, not on the list at all of items that you would consider buying. We're going to buy a heart
Radiant's ancient is under
to give us
attack.
the most effective HP we can possibly get. I'm just going to be present. Present and persistent hero.
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
We're going to end up with like 3,500, 3,600, something like that HP. 10 armor, 40% reduced damage from behind. And it just pairs, it's like playing as a Slark, you know? You harass a little bit, and then you run away, and then as long as they don't hit you for 5 seconds, you heal for 4.75 per second,
Is under attack.
which is a ton. It's almost as much as the well. I think the well heals 5% per second, if I'm not mistaken. So, it seemed like the right item at the time. Also, it makes us very survivable against Doom. If Doom does decide to doom us, it just won't kill us.
Invisibility.
Plus, as long as you run away from a Doom, you have the 40% damage reduction from it, so
Radiant's
it doesn't do
courier
very
has
much
been
damage.
killed.
Pink just picked off the courier. Notice how I can easily get up to 5, almost 6 stacks just by spamming full spray with the Octarine core. Oh, you're not gonna be able to run me down. Run away from me. Nope, nope, nope. Too fast.
There you go. What are you on about?
And at the end of the game, we hit for 400 damage a hit. And we're nigh unkillable with 3,700 HP.
Dire victory.
So, pretty good game. Again, a little bit different than your standard Bristleback, simply because of the position that I was in. But, as you can see, it worked out pretty well. So,
Chosen of the omniscience.
ended up with 745 gold per minute. Not the highest I've ever had, but pretty good for Bristleback. 196 last hits. More or less hits than anyone on the enemy team, or our team. And, you know, the Centaur, let's just take a look at some of their items. For his standard Lich build, he never did get to finish his Scepter. He was trying to, just didn't have enough money for it. Shadowblade on Leshrac, I don't think that's a good idea. I wouldn't have done that. Leshrac, what Leshrac should do is Leshrac builds... First off, you build mana boots. I mean, you have to build mana boots on Leshrac. You're going to use so much mana, you need infinite mana. And then, generally speaking, you go into a Bloodstone Scepter. The Shadowblade, I don't know. I guess he was scared and wanted survivability or something, but I wouldn't have built Drums of Endurance. I wouldn't have built the Null Talisman. I would have definitely had a Magic Stick, and I would have gone mana boots into a Bloodstone and then Scepter. Looks like he may have been heading toward a Scepter, but he should have had a Bloodstone. Centaur Warrunner built his hero to scale. He just was, I think, not a very good player. He missed a lot of stuns. Granted, I knew he was going to do them, so I made it very difficult for him to do so, but he had a hard time contesting the lane with me. Terrorblade actually played pretty well, except that he didn't really have the support that he needed, I think. And a Scepter on the Doom, I don't really think is that great. He doesn't have the survivability to stay near someone long enough to make it do enough damage, I think. He went Hand of Midas. It's okay. Shadowblade for survivability and initiation's pretty good. Notice how they got 2 drums on their team. That's pretty stupid. No communication. No boots of travel. Clinks, I mean, he did end up going for Dragonlance and Desolator, but I still disagree with the Lincoln Sphere decision. And it timed out my game, but I can still see here. Warlock, I like Warlock. Warlock was a great player. 24 assists, 7 kills. He built the right item. He rushed his Scepter. Instead of Glimmer Cape, I don't know who was ganking him that he was scared of, that he needed the Glimmer Cape. He probably could have gotten away with going for a Refresher. And then Omni Knight kind of played as a pseudo carry as well with his movement speed, Sanjin Yasha combo. Yep, slowing people down, being fast, and then having his slowdown. And then of course the Bristleback's an amazing player, and you should all just love him. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed the game, and I will see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.